Hey folks, we're up here at Orange County Airport. Just got done doing my condition inspection. It was the first one. Everything went well. Plane's looking like it's in good shape, and we're gonna go fly today. But before I do that, I figured I'd give you a little tour of the exterior of the plane, and then later on we'll take a look at the interior. So this is a 2020 Vans RV10. Built this, most of it in my garage, and did the final assembly up here at Orange County. Just a couple of things to note that I did a little bit differently on the exterior. Not a ton. Everything that you do different from the plans winds up costing you a lot of time. One of the things that I did here on the wheel pants, the little piece that goes up to the leg fairings, that is actually supposed to be screwed onto the wheel pants. I actually fiberglassed that in, so it's one piece, one more piece that won't get lost or broken. Then moving to the wingtips, I built these fly LEDs. It's a little kit that comes from Australia. I've got nav lights, my strobe lights, and then landing lights all built in. It's got a taxi light function as well. You can see these big LEDs, those are the strobes, and when you're on the ground and turn the taxi lights on, basically these three come on. Throws a little bit more light out to each side of the plane. Then moving along, the other thing that I did here, looking at the side here, the baggage compartment, I actually did, it's hard to see here, but you can see there's a piano hinge piece missing here. When I open up the door, I can actually disconnect that, and that allows me to take the door off and work inside. So that was really handy during the condition inspection. The other thing that I did here, I added some NACA ducts on either side. The stock plane has them in the front. You can see them up front, basically blows air on the front two passengers. This gets air. These little doors open up, gives air to the back seat passengers. But what I did here is put these two NACA ducts in. That actually gets connected up through a center console in the overhead there and blows air down. So that's pretty nice. Not much else special. I didn't do an electric rudder trim. What I wound up doing is I got this from Cleveland Tools. It's just a little piece of plastic, and what I did is tape that on and flew a few times until I was able to let my feet off of the rudder pedals, and the plane would fly in cruise in trim. So this thing worked pretty well. It was pretty simple and just one less thing to break. You'll notice that I do have my Elt antenna, the designated airworthiness inspector that looked over the plane. I knew ahead of time that he required these on the outside. He wants ELTs installed according to the paperwork. So a lot of folks wind up putting that inside here just to get one more antenna off. But like I said, that was a requirement. And then looking at the belly, I've got two nav antennas here, my transponder antenna up front. Or, I'm sorry, not nav antennas, these are comm antennas, comm 1 and comm 2, and then my transponder antenna in the center. And then what I wound up doing in my right wing tip here is my nav antenna. It's the Bob Archer antenna. It's basically on the bottom, just laying inside here. It's just a piece of metal, and it works really well. So other than that, everything else is pretty much stock. I did mount the 2-blade Hartzell propeller on here. A lot of folks go with a 3-blade, which I agree looks really sharp, but I decided to keep the engine pretty much stock, as well as the propeller. The only other modification that I made here, you'll notice that the oil door on top, there's no fasteners or any way to open that. A friend of mine actually came up with the idea, and I selfishly copied him. So basically there's a just a little piece of piano hinge in here. You pull that, and once it gets to a certain point, the door pops up. So you can see in here there's just another piano hinge, and that thing opens and closes like that. You also see inside there the plug that I've got for my engine heater. I've got a Rife engine heater that does the oil sump as well as all 6 cylinders. So that's it. Again, it's a 2020 Vans RV10.